Fantastic, dude. Back in the studio. We got Doodleson. We got Griff.
Yes, sir.
We got Wooch.
Cop A Whiff back at you.
Yeah. Back in this room, man.
It's a special
things
place in
happening
here, man.
right?
We appreciate it. Always Cop A Whiff Studios, live from the couch.
Apart from being
It's our place of zen and peace where we come every week to discuss our thoughts. We talk fights, we talk women, we talk fucking food,
Yes, we do.
beer, you know what I mean? And it's getting cold in here right now.
Talking missionary, dude.
Yeah, we're talking missionary, we're talking me on top, her on bottom.
All on a topic of talking women, though. We've got a little Cop A Whiff present from an actual female UFC fighter.
Directly from. Yeah.
Let me just whip that out.
A special lady in the room,
Show us
people.
what that is.
This is a hot take. This is hot news, but we have Rachel Ostovich.
Oh.
Her calendar for 2021,
2021.
and it is
Yeah.
signed in gold marker.
Woo! It's a beautiful time. Beautiful time of the year, people.
Thank you, Rachel.
Supporting the game here, guys. We're just trying to support the
We
local...
buy all the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We support the fighters. She ain't fighting anymore.
Yeah.
Well, not in the UFC
Well,
anyway, but still.
But she's being smart about it. You know what I mean?
Why would
So,
you?
she ain't gonna slack her.
We might have gone hard in the paint when we spoke about it the last time when she had her fight against whoever the fuck it was. No, you know, was I rooting for her to win? Not really. I don't want her to fight. I'd rather her go out on her 4-6
want her to
record.
lose either,
I don't want her to
bro.
lose.
Yeah.
That's her livelihood. But also, you look that good, Rachel.
Yeah, you gotta...
She's gorgeous.
You gotta
do
appreciate
anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure she's talented.
The whole
elsewhere.
the narrative was do OnlyFans, and she's done the classier,
Yeah.
better move, and
yeah.
she
I
has
fuck with
made
the
a
calendar.
calendar.
Probably going right up on that wall.
Right up on that
We'll get it
wall
up
for next
somewhere.
week, I
We'll get up
reckon.
somewhere.
What did that set you back? Pretty
What about-
penny, or is it didn't even make a dent?
I mean, it wasn't cheap for a calendar. It's signed. Did you not see?
Yeah.
Signed
Oh,
in gold.
in gold.
Signed.
In
Yeah.
gold, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if she
By
gave
the
a little
Ostovich
kiss
herself.
first. Just
Oh, I think
It smelled nice.
She
She knew it was going a couple.
She knew where it was going.
She
dude.
saw this.
We're gonna. Rachel will have you on here soon, by the way. Yeah. Got my DMs.
We'd love
You
to
know you did.
interview. We'd love to hear if you're going to take the the bare knuckle route, or if you're looking at other fight
Could
organizations.
you imagine? And, I mean,
Please don't.
it sucks.
gonna say,
I mean,
you get no
it's-
imagination right now?
It sucks now that Paige Van Zandt lost. Everyone wanted her to win. But could you imagine if Van Zandt and Ostovich fought
They
bare
already did
knuckle?
fought. They already fought.
Bare knuckle.
No.
They've
Could you
fought.
imagine
They
if
I'd
fought.
rather see them in a grappling tournament.
They fought, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Check that out.
I already.
I haven't seen it myself. No.
Yeah.
By the way, for
treat
anyone
yourself, treat yourself.
who may have the calendar, I mean, I would definitely check out. I'm waiting for May.
I think
myself.
October is pretty spoiled.
Okay.
May, we said,
I'm a
and
May
December. I
man
think October,
myself.
May, and December were all sort of
May, I
the
just
premium
say,
content
that's-
was.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's my page,
I'm
right
in
there.
April,
What was the-
December.
No, what's the January of the red, right?
That's February. That one, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
It's
I'm,
special.
yeah. All I'm gonna say is this time around of the year, I'm waiting for May. Okay. That's
And
all.
also,
Yeah.
thank you, by the way.
Yeah,
we
thanks.
actually appreciate that you put that out there for us.
All right.
Welcome dish to the collection.
Shit. It's who left the fucking fridge?
I think it's
open,
Frankie
dude?
Edgar.
Yeah.
He's still sitting in there
Yeah.
after the weekend.
We need to pull him out, man.
Ice cold,
He's
dude.
out cold. Yeah, sitting right behind Frankie is some nice Asahi beers, I believe.
Oh, we got some Asahi this week. All right.
Yes, sir. You gonna crack it for us, bartender man? Thank you. Good man. There you go.
Back at Beverest again.
Nice and chilly. Do the old Schwed who fucking never gets that thing right. We get a little
I'm also
video of
gla-
him not doing that right.
I'm also glad we're doing this because I really like Asahi. It's one of my
Yeah.
faves.
I don't mind
I
it.
see myself rating this pretty highly, actually.
It's probably in my top 5.
Yeah,
previous,
I can see this
connoisseurs.
getting-
It's going to get a high placing from me.
Hey, Doodle. Skull. Right? That doesn't mean
That-
skull.
that
it means
Viking
skull.
term.
I'm gonna do it anyway. We know
Griff
this.
knows
Alright,
stuff.
the presentation is sharp. We'll say that. It's got that kind of metal. It looks like it's, like a bullet out of a tank or something like that.
That's how they like it over in Japan, man.
Yeah, it's
They
sharp.
don't muck
That's the
around
word
with that
I'm
stuff,
coming.
you know?
I'm going towards. The presentation is pretty striking. When you see it on the shelf, there's no other beer you can confuse this for.
Oh,
You know what I
dude,
mean?
come on, man. You fight in America. You've just bombed Pearl Harbor. You're fucking feeling pretty good about it, and you
might
wanna
have to dump some of that.
all right. And all
PC
you want
Google.
at the end of the fucking day is just to fucking slick back your old fucking hair and just drink one of these Asahis. All right. So it looks pretty
Presentation
good.
out of 10. I will say, has this been in the fridge a little while? This doesn't feel like it's as crisp as it usually is.
It's been out of the
It's been
fridge
sitting out of the fridge for
a little
about
bit.
10
there we
minutes.
go.
Even
That's
though
what
we're
I'm
on Beverest at this point in time, This room itself that we normally
Sits at a nautical fucking
it's pretty warm most of the time.
29 to 30 degrees on Av.
Sweat patches do get on, so I'm glad I'm finally here.
Not for me, but it's fine.
The Beverest climate is erratic. In saying that, I'm gonna tip this off. When this is crisp and fresh, this beer is awesome. Like,
what's the price range? Do we remember? It's about what do you reckon? 48 to $50 for a slab.
Yeah, look, it's as I keep saying, I reckon they're pretty much all the same, but like. It's an import, obviously. So yeah, Japan's #1 beer, as it says on the top there. I'd say there he goes. There's the skull of the week. Yeah, sponsored by. Yeah,
waiting for that big Godzilla.
It's coming.
Right.
It's
You
coming.
can taste the Godzilla in this, dude.
coming right at you.
I want to drink this while watching that new trailer for King Kong fucking Godzilla. Okay, that's what I want to
Who
do.
do you think wins that? By the way, like if you had a
Oh,
guess
that's a
on
good
just
one,
like
dude.
if you had a guess just sort of on.
And we're on Beverest right now. Fuck.
So to lay it out for anyone who hasn't sort of been keeping up with these movies, like Godzilla versus King Kong is happening.
Lay it out for me because I haven't seen past the first one. There's a second one, no?
Yeah,
I
so
haven't seen any of them.
so the
Have you
order
seen
was
King Kong?
Godzilla.
Skull Island? I say
haven't,
Skull Island, yeah? Not. I know you don't have
Yeah.
to drink your hand, but like that's
You can't
dangerous,
skull
yeah?
that island,
Just
dude.
chill for a second.
Ooh,
There it is.
oops.
it's not all of it.
Well
before you tell us like what it is, I haven't seen any of the movies, but shouldn't Godzilla win? I mean, I know King Kong's a beast, but Godzilla, from what I've seen, is
It's like meant to be way
is
bigger,
preposterously
right?
strong.
Well, that's
Like,
the
he
argument.
should be the
one is an atomic giant dinosaur lizard
Yeah.
that shoots like atomic breath. It's fucking invulnerable to harm. It fucking fights all these other monsters. Your King Ghidorahs and your Rodans and your Mothras
or
and whatever the fuck.
A moth.
King Kong is
That's what's fighting?
a monkey. It's just a big ape. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, there's Donkey
that a
Kong
monkey?
versus... Yeah, Godzilla. Come on now.
Okay, so
Well, it's like the classic, honestly, I'm going there. I'm referencing the bear versus
Yeah, I knew you were
fucking
going to say it too. You
gorilla,
did.
dude.
I just
Come on,
found
man.
one of the best videos that breaks that down.
I think I saw it too. I didn't go into it.
Yeah, it's
on
about
YouTube,
19
yeah.
minutes long, and it was
I'm
about a
not
week ago.
surprised that like
I watched it.
YouTube, like the algorithms have like referenced the
Yeah.
same thing.
This guy
for
makes a
us.
good argument for both sides. I'll let anyone else find that the bear versus gorilla argument. We've
Yeah.
all kind
There's
of
no
thought about
argument.
it.
All right, you dirty little
Oh,
fucks.
come on, dude.
Hey, we're going.
There's-
Hey, rate the beer first. Rate the beer. Asahi.
But we're getting back into that though.
Come on.
Yeah.
Where are we
You're
sitting?
getting me
Asahi?
mad.
I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot
Dude,
thinking about
I'm
that
looking
top.
in your
You
eyes.
don't
I'm
wanna
thinking
take
about
me
like
there.
fucking Wesley
All right.
Snipes from before.
Griff will
dude.
go
Yeah.
first.
Fucking-
18.
Woo!
Clean 18.
Take that, Japan. There we go.
Yeah, look, I like this.
Very
Out of
This
24,
wasn't
by the
at
way.
its prime because I can tell it's not fresh. But for me, it is a. I'm gonna give it a 20. I love this beer.
Yep. Clean.
If I get a beer fridge in here, okay, well, we'll
Yeah,
see.
we have to sub out Schwid's thick
Yeah.
ass so that we can
Sorry.
fit it there.
Sorry, Schwed, dude. It's been nice, but
I like dry beers. Dry beers usually win it. They're crisp.
they are.
You know, when
This
they're
is-
cold and you can
It
really.
is hard to go with the dry beer on the long stretch. Like the more you drink, the drier your mouth gets. It's kind of like you ever had the dry horrors at night? Like if you have like dim sims or like dumplings and you've had so much soy sauce that you don't realize
like
it,
your
but the
arteries are
salt
getting
just
fucking-
starts drying your whole life out.
Yeah,
Then you
no
wake up in
shit.
the middle of the night, your mouth's just fucking dried out. You feel like you're
You
breathing.
wake up like fucking.
breathing-
You waking up, alley
Yeah.
fucking.
yeah. You like feel like you're breathing through a snorkel and like.
Need to get that whale's fucking wide berth mouthful of fucking water.
That's what
Yeah.
happens with the dry beers. Like you know how it is. Like the more dry you drink, the worse it kind of gets for you. But
yeah, I don't know. This is nice. It's kind of a nectary beer. You know what I mean? Like got that real nice kind of taste to it, and it's like dry but also a little bit bitter at the same time. Nice taste. But it's
see,
like,
the nectary flavor that you describe to me is what I taste when I'm having like an ale.
Or if-
That's a
yeah,
nectary
no
flavor
doubt.
for me.
That-
This
that's
same when it's
nectar?
hot
To me,
beer,
this
like
is more like
Furphy
a-
or
not like hoppy. It's
or
like
Mountain Goat.
How do I?
It's like a
explain it?
medley taste
It's like
for me.
rich though. No, it doesn't. It doesn't taste like like Carlton Dry and Super Dry and all that shit. I mean, I'm just freeballing like what I'm
Yeah.
trying to put down
The
here
crisps.
from my thoughts, right? But they taste like they're thin to me. This tastes thick to me. You know what I mean? And that's
Heavy.
what I mean. Like it's a
But a
heavy,
heavy beer.
Heavy,
I
but
think
it's not bitter either.
I
Like,
think
it's
it's
not like Carlton
tasting.
Dry.
I think it's tasting thick because it's like it's been out a while and it's sort of like it's got. You know when a beer gets warm and then you put it back in the fridge and it gets that frothy kind of.
You know what? A beer that's gotten warm, Overeem. He is the warmest of
We're gonna go
beers at the moment.
Segues. Okay,
He's the warmest beer you can get at the moment, dude. That's a
I'll
microwaved beer.
He came out of the hot tap for that one.
I'm gonna give this a 19.
Yeah.
18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
That is a clean
So
19.
19, yeah, get it up there.
Awesome, that's nice and easy,
Yep.
isn't it? So, of course, check out last week. We had Budweiser on there.
Yeah,
Shankwiser.
Shankwiser.
Yeah, Shitweiser.
Should have fucking been wiser to drink it.
Dudweiser.
Yeah, I think that.
Spudweiser, dude.
I
Fuck
think that got about 10. Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen. But
Yeah, it should have gotten less.
I'll give Bud Light a chance.
yeah,
but like,
maybe
you have
down
to
the
do it.
track.
Would you do light beers? Because someone asked me to do Cascade Light.
yeah, premium light.
And Cascade
Fucking
Cascade Premium Light is a great
No,
beer.
it's not though.
It is. I
Oh,
love
My
that
dad
beer.
froths that beer. It's his favorite beer.
But see, like,
Die.
Whose?
do we put it
My
on the
dad's.
same?
Oh yeah.
We
Do we
have
put it on the
always have
same level?
Cascade.
Like,
I love Cascade Light.
I
It's
don't
been a
like it.
while, actually.
Yeah.
but,
It's gross,
I
man.
feel like it's gonna have a deficit in the fact that I'm gonna be like the oomph that I need out of a beer. It's not gonna have. You know what I mean?
Are we
And
gonna
then
have
I
a?
don't wanna-
We're gonna have a day where we do light beers.
You can do like a light
Well, we could
division.
do a Beverest day where we knock off like 2 or 3 in one
That
sitting.
sounds good.
palate
By the
cleansers
time we
in
get to like the fifth or sixth, it might be a little bit. You know, don't know how well we're gonna judge them, but like, yeah,
Speak for yourself.
yeah.
Pretty
I was
strong.
gonna say this guy.
Yeah, but you're right.
Okay, all right.
After that,
Yeah.
quarter pounder,
Try not to
I
get too many
feel
stains on my
pretty-
couches there. Yeah.
Pretty much like I could have a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Of these as well. So yeah, 19 guys. Awesome.
Not bad.
Not bad. All right,
Yeah.
going back on what I was saying. Segment in King Kong and Godzilla. You have Godzilla, the first one, 2014, and it sets up kind of like this extended universe. Like they're going to have this company called Monarch that monitors all these like
Oh, I forgot about all that
these
crap.
mutos. I like the word kaiju that they used in like Pacific
Pacific
Rim.
Rim. Great movie.
They call them
Right.
mutos in the Godzilla verse, but basically it's like the massive unidentified terrestrial organism or something like that, right? Basically means the Titans. So you had Godzilla, and then they did King Kong, or like just Kong Skull Island.
yeah.
It was basically
Kong.
set in the 1970s in the same universe. Then they did Godzilla,
How
King of the
genius
Monsters.
is that? Kong.
King of the
I'm gonna call
Monsters.
it Kong.
Kong.
It's not King
Because he's
Kong.
not the king.
It's Kong.
He's going to
Everything's
fight
rebooted, we
the
know
king of the
this.
month. No, that's why they're not calling it that. That's why I'll give a little
okay.
spoiler here because it's not a spoiler, but it's my prediction. You got Kong Skull Island. You got
Sports
Godzilla,
bet.
King of the Monsters. Godzilla becomes the king of the monsters via beating King Ghidorah in that movie, and he becomes, you know, the king of the monsters. And I think, I have a feeling that Kong is going to beat Godzilla and become King Kong.
This
But
one
how
looks
does
whack.
he beat him though? Because as you just said, fucking
I don't think it's
Godzilla,
gonna go well.
Godzilla
has,
is
like,
an
a nuclear
invulnerable
fire.
atomic fire-breathing alien, and
No alien.
fucking
Not an alien,
Kong is
but
a
like he's an Earth.
monkey.
He's like
an
basically like
oversized lizard
yeah,
from nuclear
he's like a
radiation.
fucking-
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he's like a
Something like that.
nuclear anomaly,
Yeah.
and Kong is just a big monk, right? So
That's the weird part, actually. King
Q
Kong.
monkey
now,
flip if we can
what
get
we
that
see,
in there,
that's
too.
all I'm saying. Like,
Pardon.
looking at the intangibles alone, Kong in that Kong Skull Island's only about 100 feet tall, about 104 feet.
Hmm.
Godzilla is way up in the 400 feet range, so
But it's
he's
kind
going to
of-
be 4 times bigger. But they said in that Kong movie,
Agility, though, right?
they said in the Kong movie that he's only a child and he's still growing and he's at 100 feet. So it's been 50 years now since the first Kong movie. And so when they collect Kong, as we see in the trailer, he's the same size as Godzilla now.
Okay. That
So-
Kong movie was pretty whack as well, man.
It was not good.
There was this moment.
I'm a
where
big fan of the Peter Jackson Kong. That was a
I loved it,
shit
dude.
smear of a movie compared to the
dude.
Peter Jackson one.
They did
But-
it so well and paid
Well,
homage to like the old
Well,
ones
it was. It was a shoehorn movie. It was one of those movies that they just kind of made so they could set up Kong versus Godzilla. They didn't have to put much effort into it.
Dude, there's this whack, because you said you haven't seen it yet. There's this whack moment, dude, where Samuel Jackson, just for the heck of it being Samuel Jackson, I don't even think that guy tries to act as anything other than Samuel
Himself.
Jackson anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The typecast
There's
of all.
this fucking part where he literally stares down Godzilla. Sorry, King Kong.
Yeah. Through some fire.
Dude,
Through some fire.
King Kong is like fucking like
100-foot ape.
destroying
Yeah,
like,
what would you say?
army.
What would you do if you just were staring at King Kong?
Dude, what would I do looking at a normal gorilla if they were right in front of me? I'd probably be shitting pants.
Yeah,
Cincinnati
no
Zoo,
shit.
dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't go very well. Never mind King Kong.
The way that I love the way that Joe Rogan like talks about apes and like gorillas, and he's like, dude,
Yeah.
if there was as many gorillas and monkeys
Fuck,
as there were
exactly.
humans, we'd be fucked. And then he goes, oh, fuck, he's so good. You got to go and watch those
No,
when he's
I've seen-
blazed
I've
off of his
seen
I'm
these.
head.
gonna watch these
Gets
movies.
excited.
I like.
No, you don't really
Gotta
have
get
to.
caught up.
No,
There's
no, no,
three
no, no.
movies you gotta watch. You gotta catch up on these.
Because
There's
like,
three.
I fucking love me some Pacific Rim.
Yes,
dude.
okay, good.
Not the
Thank
second
fuck-
one.
thank
the
fuck
first
you.
one. The first one is I love that movie.
I'm
I
glad you
love
brought that up because
movie.
I've been telling the lads for a while now. It's one of my guilty pleasure films. Pacific Rim is the best monster movie that doesn't take itself seriously outside, you know what I mean? Like outside of like, you know, like Jaws and like,
stuff.
you know,
There's some
like
good ones
the
there.
Kong, like the
Can't
King
think
Kong
of it
with
right
Peter Jackson, King Kong. It's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim is obviously like, you know, like a Transformers. Like it doesn't really...
And this is where you hate me, right? Because you've been
You
asking me
saw-
that for years,
yeah.
and it was just something that was
It's
out.
so good,
Something
dude.
to do with some
So have you
friends
never
one day.
finished it or never watched
He's
it?
never
the
watched it.
first
He
one.
watched the second one, dude.
It's actually sad that you haven't seen
Also,
that
Charlie
movie.
Day's in it
Do you know
too.
what-
and
alright,
he's the
here's
most
I know.
Charlie Day in that
Charlie
role.
Do you know what I
Day's
love
it's
about
the
that
worst
movie?
one.
I love, all right, first of all, the sense of desperation, like how you really feel like the Earth is fucked.
Yep.
And because the threat is so large. And the second thing is that they don't come from space.
Yeah.
They come from the ocean. And I thought that was just... It's
cool. Yeah.
That was so clever. Like, I love watching them fight, like, way out from land, like, out in the ocean. That's a good way of... You know, not involving the cities, not seeing the cities get
CGI
fucked
be
up.
hard for that as well.
Yeah, dude, out in the ocean.
Dude,
Like,
the CG's great in the movie.
dude,
it's very,
it's
it's,
so
very
good.
possible considering like
Very
what
well
you're trying
done.
to pull off.
Well, so yeah, you would hate me because I didn't watch the first one, and then just so it
Yeah.
happened like that weekend or whatever. I had some friends saying they were going to see a movie. I got there and they're like, "Oh, this is all that's really on. Let's watch that."
so you watched
And I was-
Uprising.
So I watched the second one, and
Dude, I'm sorry. John Boyega can smoke my natch. I hate the
it's-
second one.
It's up there with like fucking
Suck my ass,
Jupiter
dude.
Ascending and Fan
Yeah.
Four Stick for me. It was pretty horrible.
You mean down there, like way down in hell,
Sorry,
where
yeah,
those movies
I'm
belong?
thinking like up there with the worst movies.
So
in the
Pacific Rim, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is basically what King Kong versus Godzilla is, except it's humans building giant fuck off transformer machines
say, so
to
Transformers
battle these
meets Godzilla.
kaiju, which are like the monsters that keep coming out of this, you know, out of the ocean. And it is just you got what's his name,
cool.
Charlie Hunnam. You've got Idris Elba,
Idris Elba, yeah.
Yeah.
dude,
Jen Sledgeman,
and
so
also. You know as well because you're a Hellboy fan. It's the same director as Hellboy, Guillermo del Toro directs.
Okay, yeah.
And
Also,
he's
can
got
we
a
just talk
great
about
stylistic touch to
Great
his movies.
name, too.
Yeah,
Come on.
I can't even
Come on,
pronounce
Del
it
Toro,
correctly. Is it Guillermo or something?
Gorilla
I know Del Toro, and that sounds pretty awesome.
Guillermo. I
last
think
name
it's
Delta.
Guillermo or something. But
Spanish
Something
for like
about,
a
like-
fighting chicken.
Yeah.
Something
He's
about
done
like
some good
Dean
movies,
Allen,
man.
like a last name like DeLorean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking Del Toro.
That's a great name.
Around that, dude. No, he just fucks some bitches.
Spanish.
That's a name you can-
Pan's Labyrinth,
Yeah,
Hellboy.
That's a name you can set your
The
watch
Shape
to.
of Water
Yeah,
won the
yeah.
Oscar. That's all.
He could be in the mafia. He could be like a fucking tennis player. He could be whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
director, but like,
Soccer enthusiast.
Yeah.
That's a great
Del Toro.
porn name as well.
yeah,
Del Toro.
What can't you do, dude? You'd be like the best astronaut in the fucking galaxy. You know
You'd
what I
be,
mean? Like,
you'd be fucking with Angela
Yeah.
White or something
Alright,
if you
so
had a
Not an
last name
astronaut.
like that.
Astronaut you need a strong name.
yeah,
Armstrong, dude, like
yeah,
strong.
That's literally got
Buzz
Strong.
Aldrin. Your name's Buzz, or you got Armstrong.
How weird is that,
That's
man?
the space travel names.
Yeah.
All
Right.
right, let's do like a prediction for the movie then. I know you haven't really seen it, but you're just going off based off like. Have you even seen the trailer?
I was going to go
Well,
beyond that.
I think I already...
Come on, this
get
is
the
pretty
premise.
much
If
the
they're-
If they're
premise.
fighting, they're going to make Kong win.
Who do you think? Who do you think should win?
I think that fucking Godzilla would smoke
Godzilla.
everything, but I
Godzilla.
think that Kong is going to
Godzilla.
win that
Let them fight.
for the movie's sake. Because he's
I would-
technically the hero, I guess. You'd make him
Underdog.
out to be the
They
hero.
made the stupidest thing in the first Godzilla, dude. Is what really did me in with the movie, and I was already like, oh, kind of dragging on. It was kind of weird and black and white fight. It's alright, but whatever. They fuck at the end of it. They have this stupid shoehorn little fucking prissy thing, which is like as Godzilla has destroyed the city fighting these monsters and goes back into the sea. They have like on a TV screen, Godzilla. Hero? Question mark.
yeah.
yeah,
Fucking
so,
hero, dude.
so someone's still alive to make the fucking news
What are you
broadcast.
He just destroyed
Who's
half
making a news
fucking
broadcast when there's a city getting
Dude,
destroyed?
It's like hero. Like it's like they literally tried to like what do you call it? Like expedite, like putting into text form in front of you the narrative that they're trying to put.
Yeah,
he's a
it's a good
hero
way of
because
putting
he, I remember like I watched it with Kyle, and he's like, "What do you reckon the Justice League's gonna like call him up
Yeah.
next time? He's got his little fucking glasses on the ocean. Oh, the Justice League's calling me. Oh, I guess I'll fucking put my cape on and fucking fly on in with those guys." Like,
Aquaman can take him if he's
Hero,
in the
dude?
ocean.
Yeah, whatever Aquaman came out with in that big Kraken thing
That was
that he
pretty
was
cool,
riding
man.
on,
That was
I'd
pretty
like
rad.
to see that. Yeah, what my prediction is like I wanted to know how you'd think that fight goes down just on the basic level. And
Yeah.
it's like Godzilla should just smoke him, as you said. What I think's going to happen is what happened in Batman v Superman. It's basically they're going to fight for a little bit. They'll punchy, fire breath.
can of worms.
And
they
then
become
they'll
friends?
join together against some other force
Yeah, that
and
sounds- yeah.
team up And
Probably,
that's what
huh?
I think it's going to be. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be like Kong versus Godzilla,
Doomsday.
and they'll fight for a bit, and then Kong will lose, and then they'll fight again, and then Kong will win, and then as they're finishing their second battle, the actual villain will present
That
itself,
sounds like a storyline.
and I
Yeah.
think it's going to be probably Mecha Godzilla is going to come in and probably fight them
Dude.
both. That's what I think.
Yeah, I heard a thing. How ridiculous does that sound, dude? And I think it's pretty much in the trailers. They have
I'll,
like a thing.
I'll give it a pass because I just said I liked Pacific Rim, which is a giant robots fighting.
But this one looks
fucking
like Godzilla.
monsters.
It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I
most of
mean,
the time.
short of doing fucking Kong Origins or some bullshit like
They
they.
did. That was Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, again.
So what you see in the trailer too is Kong goes back to his island and accesses some ancient weapon, which is basically like a
was gonna
Thor
say.
axe, which is basically a scale from Godzilla's back, welded like tied to a tree or like
How-
a giant tree of some sort, and he uses it as
Who
an
does
axe.
it? Who made it?
Could you
His
imagine
ancestors apparently to combat Godzilla.
Ancestors,
So what
dude.
they do is
ancestors?
because they're immune to their own atomic breath. It basically means that he can deflect Godzilla's
Yeah, no, I
fucking
saw
atomic
that.
breath with the scale and like charge this thing and like hit
Could
him
you
with it.
imagine being like the board meeting for the
Yeah.
people who are
This is a
making
giant
and writing
monkey who-
this
yeah.
fucking movie, man, and they're just like, oh, and that's what we're gonna do. But he has a weapon, so it's gonna make it even because it's
Yeah,
made
he's,
from this.
he's gonna go back to one of his ancestors and
Fucking-
train like fucking
Yeah.
like the Luke Skywalker of his
Yeah, it's
ancestors.
gonna get Master
Like-
Roshi and just
yeah,
fucking.
it's gonna be like the whole wax on, wax off kind
Yeah.
of thing, but it's gonna be like trees or something.
I want to know
like
if they're
that.
gonna have the montage of him training up,
Yeah.
like
It's just like-
fucking doing push-ups and
What do you
stuff.
reckon? No, he's got like a tree in one hand, fucking
Yeah.
rock in the other. He's just like doing. Fucking,
Yeah, he's doing like the bench press underneath like a big ship
He's got
or
like
something
a ship
like that.
or something like that, dude.
Ship.
Yeah, he's got the Titanic above his fucking head.
Anyway, I think they'll punch and fight for a little bit, and then they'll fight someone else, and they'll join up. That's what I think happens.
All right, should we?
Yeah, speaking of Rocky montages, let's get to fights. We'll talk about Volkov beating Overeem.
Oh yeah, because I see the
jump
reference
right
you
in,
made there.
huh?
But Drago.
Yeah, Drago and fucking
The
three, but
Russian.
All right, so everyone's saying that Volkov looks super good. I think Reem looks super shit.
Yep.
I don't know.
I
if
agree.
You agree?
You would be the only other person who said that to me as well. Thank fuck.
He looked like warm beer, dude.
All I saw online was basically how excellent Volkov performed. I'm not saying that he didn't perform excellently.
No, he was all right. Patient.
But from what I was watching was just the final hurrah for Overeem, where he really looked every bit of 40 and 80 professional fights or whatever it is he's had. He looked god awful. He looked like melted cheese.
Reem kind of was coming at him with that wrestling stance non-stop, and it's like Volkov
knew
was just
he
kind of
was coming
standing there
out
like,
for I knew he'd
if
come
you
out
want
with
to
that.
grab me, then do something about it. Do something about it. Volkov's got the stance, like try and grab me, see
I'm
what happens.
watching this too,
And that's
like-
the whole fight.
Overeem is such a higher level kickboxer. Well, he was. And I'm watching Volkov heavy on that lead leg, fighting really long, trying to pepper him from the outside. And I'm like, man, he could shoot for that single. He could kick that leg on the outside and the inside, calf kick. He could hit the body. You know what I mean? He could kick the body. He could throw that the right high kick.
Seemed flat, didn't he?
Nothing.
Flat.
Nothing. He was waiting to basically wade into range, throw one big shot, misses obviously because Volkov just could see it coming from a mile away because he's so slow, and just as soon as Overeem overextended, he was stuck and just. His defense has always been terrible. He
Yeah.
just shelled up.
What is
Every
that?
time he would just run in and then dart back out and sprint away. Volkov played it patient. I thought that like in the opening exchange when Volkov had him pinned against the fence, he could have finished him there, but he let him off the hook. And
Yeah,
then
he
did
was
it
really
again.
trying to wait on his strikes anytime
he
they
was patient,
got
but I
close.
was like, the more patient you are with someone like Reem, the more likely you are to get fucking one punched.
Overeem
Volkov-
did hit him a few
Volkov
times.
looked
yeah?
good. It's
Volkov
just like-
looked big.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy, but you really saw that
felt it.
6'7" frame.
He felt it when he was fighting over him.
Dude, he looked like the final boss of a video game when you looked at him.
The tattoo on his back.
Everything, dude,
I
he's
always
so
say
imposing.
about Volkov, man, he's not a good athlete. He is so slow.
Slow.
Yeah, no shit.
He's technically excellent. He's as fucking durable as a heavyweight could be. I think he's only ever been KO'd or TKO'd like twice. And we're talking about
Derek
like
Lewis.
Vitaly Minikov back in Bellator knocked him out early. And I mean, Derek Lewis at the final hurrah just
Don't
swung an
talk about
that. I
absolute
was gonna say,
fucking
let's talk
nuclear
about that
missile
for a
at his
second.
chin
Your
and
boy-
knocked him down. But other than that, all of his other 50 fights that he's had, he has been as durable as fuck.
Come on, dude. We have to quickly say that.
I had a multi down on.
No. Your boy Wooch is like fucking riding on this multi all day.
I love me some Volkov.
No,
What's there not to love about Volkov?
I see Volkov when I see you. Like, he's built exactly like
literally.
you. He might be a little
bit
thicker, but like
stockier,
he's
probably
he's
an
the
inch or so
exact-
taller,
Yeah,
but-
he's pretty much your exact frame. And like you watch him, like it's probably what Wooch would be, except
Yeah,
he'd probably
he
be
was, like,
fighting
bulked
about
up and-
170, 185,
Yeah, like
not at heavyweight.
145,
but
135.
that same
yeah.
frame.
Yeah. No, and your boy is fucking doing well. He's got like 3 out of the 5 so far or something like that. He's doing well. Volkov's piecing fucking what's his name
Derek
again?
Lewis.
Derek Lewis.
The whole
up on
fight.
the feet,
5
dude.
we all know how
He's
this
won it,
goes.
dude.
The
It's
5
3 rounds.
And what am I doing?
rounds, sorry,
I'm
yeah.
standing up saying, fucking keep your guard up, Volkov. Keep it up. Fucking keep
And for
moving. Get out the
some-
way. And
for
fucking
some
Derek
reason-
Lewis just keeps coming at him. And
The last
the
5
fight
seconds.
ends in
I
the
don't want
last
to
few
be that
seconds.
guy, but I told Scott when we were waiting for that fight, we watched it at his house. I said to him, "You watch this." I said, "Volkov resembles Travis Brown a fair bit, with like the same height. They sort of fight in that same like long kind of outfighter." I said, "You watch this." I said, "Derek Lewis will lose every minute of this fight until the last minute, and he will come back and KO him. I promise you." And he's like, "I don't know how that works, dude." He's like, "I don't
Last
think that's going to happen."
10
The
seconds.
whole fight,
It was like
he
6
got
what was it? I don't
absolutely
even know.
tuned, like
Yeah.
beaten from pillar to post,
that was
and then
rough.
final hurrah, just like faked injury, swung big, and just took his head off. And like, I leapt across that fucking lounge room floor, and I was screaming at Scott. I was like,
fucking
I fucking
Spider-Man.
told you, Travis Brown, dude.
While you just have Wooch in the background, just with his hands,
Yeah.
like hands on his head,
I was so
shaking
mad.
it, just in
I
the
love
background.
me some Volkov.
Defeat, dude.
I'll always root for the taller fighter, you know.
I root for Volk. Yeah, I'm so glad that Volkov was that kind of like that first guy to really put a beating down on Greg Hardy and show him that, like the levels to this kind of sport.
Greg
to the
Hardy did
heavyweight.
have a broken hand, or broken arm.
Yeah, I don't defend Greg Hardy
Still, that's fair.
for anything.
As you shouldn't.
Still though.
Look, I was just happy to see it. I was really glad that someone like Alexander Volkov got that first opportunity, even though it was a short notice fight. Like, you have to give Greg Hardy credit for taking the fight. I just think Volkov really showed him, like, hey man, like, you think you can just walk into this sport with your fucking athleticism and you know, a little bit of striking, and you think you know what's up? Like, understand.
Yeah, well, taste my technicality, bitch.
Taste a little bit of fucking 50 professional fights or whatever it is at this point.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's the thing though. Volkov
Yeah.
is going to always do well if he's not
stand.
fighting wrestlers. Yeah, if he's fighting a stand-up fight,
Unless it's Francis. But
yeah.
other than that, he's got to punch his chance.
Francis
for
is an
sure,
alien.
'cause
We
he-
know this.
Yeah, it is. He hasn't got a chance against Francis, but against anyone else, if they want to stand with him, I'd watch it. I'd watch the fuck out of it. But what we did, I still need to point it out as well. The back tattoo. Thank God he got that horrendous. What the fuck animal did we say it was again?
Stingray.
Tribal tattoo.
I'm just going to throw it out there. I've never been a big fan of tattoos. I'm not a tattoo guy, but the back tattoo is like up there.
Look,
for me, as far as like can be the worst tattoo. Maybe the leg is close, but like I don't even really like Volkov's tattoo now. It's just a big fucking blotch on the back of his back. I'm not a big fan of it.
Anything's better than what he had. I think whoever did the work, I'm not a huge... Look, it's not my style of tattoo. I love tattoos, but it's not my style. But whoever did the work on it would have spent many
Yeah,
days
no shit.
patching that bitch up, making a design that actually covers like the heavy black ink that the first one, you know, obviously...
You said the first one was like a tribal one.
It's like a tribal stingray. We could probably find a picture of it.
Russia?
Yeah, he's Russian.
Okay.
I know.
Why not?
It's strange.
They've got those over there, right? They've got stingrays over there.
It's good work.
Do they actually? Can we find that out? Diddle?
I think stingrays
You reckon
kind of exist
Russia
in
got
anywhere where
stingrays?
there's ocean, right?
Pretty much in the ocean it would be.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I mean, either way, a fucking what would we say, like an islander? What do you call
Yeah, it's very like Hawaiian island
Yeah.
kind of.
it? Don't know about that from Russia though.
Yeah, from
But
Russia.
then again-
Slav rays? They got some Slav rays over there?
I don't know. I actually don't know if there's some. I don't actually know what traditional Russian tattoos are. Do they even have tattoos over there? I can't even think in my head what a traditional Russian tattoo looks like.
Maybe something to do with a bear. I don't know. What's the Russian animal? Bears?
Bears have to be up there.
Have they got a native animal?
Do they?
I don't know. I want to find that
much
out.
about Russia.
I'll have a look, I'll have a look.
I know.
Fucking, they don't exactly have samurais over there either, though. So you know, I mean, that's what he's got.
Yeah,
now,
but
right?
everyone's
It's an Oni.
everyone
Oni.
goes with like samurais, like warrior culture. You know what I mean? Like Chuck Liddell's got the, you know, like the Chinese writing on the side.
So does
and
GSP.
stuff. Everybody
Everybody
people
does
go with
it. It's the cool thing to do.
It's a thing. Shout out to the tattoo artist. I don't know who it is, but I'm sure we could find it out. You could find him on Instagram.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not a big fan of tattoos, but like I can appreciate if there's a good one on.
It is,
and it's just that one. Like, you
better
can
than what he had. Like, you have to give him that.
You can see that it's a lot of work and like whatever. But
anyway, so great performance against Alistair Overeem. I think that would definitely cement him as probably the 5th ranked heavyweight. He deserves to be in the spot that he's in. But heavyweight is just kind of a logjam at the moment.
Yeah,
you've got Francis and Stipe fighting again. You probably got Curtis Blades in the wings. You got John Jones in the wings, and then you've got you. You know what I mean? You got Volkov, who lost to Blades. Blades lost to Francis twice, and John Jones is going to get the shot no matter what. So
the thing with heavyweight, man, it's just they're just recycling fights. So dude, fucking Reem could fight JDS next. We don't know. They're just going to keep fighting each other for the end of time.
I think that the winner of Rosenstruck versus Cyril Gahn will fight Volkov, and the winner of that will probably be either fight for the title or be pretty close. I think he's probably one fight away. I know he obviously wants a title shot, but it's hard when you just lost to Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades has been basically beaten everyone in the division. Outside of Francis, he's beaten everyone else. He kind of deserves a shot. John Jones has never even been beaten, technically. Like, you know, so like, I mean, if he wants a title shot, I'm sure the UFC are going to give it to him.
But you feel me? You feel what I'm saying with heavyweight? It's just like they all stay around forever and they all just end up fighting each other. And it just like heavyweight, I don't feel like it's changed at all. We've still got those old legends who stay around forever and don't contend for a title necessarily, but just end up fighting each other over and over.
Coffin was that. Like, I feel like Reem and JDS are probably going to get their, you know, they're packing their bags and heading off to Asia where they'll, you know, like Overeem's probably going to get paid more to fight in Risen or One. Somewhere overseas where he can collect another title. He's huge over there for like fan base. Like that's where he built his fan base over in like Japan. So.
I'd like to see him get a 50th win too. Get up there in the 50 club.
I don't really want to see him fight again in the UFC. I'll do that. Like after that performance, I was like, that's enough. Like
the way he got knocked out just looked like he instantly gave up and knew. Like,
he had his nose broken in that fight.
You know what I want to see? Hot take here. You know what I want to see from Reem? I want to see him go to a lower end organization where their testing is not as strenuous.
Yes.
And I want to see him get
championship.
Let's see him, you know, he's old. Let's see him.
You know what's cool too?
Juice up a little bit.
Bellator, you could, I mean, technically Bellator do those crossover events with Risen. So like, I mean, he could be one of those crossover stars where like he could fight in Bellator, he could fight Fedor, he could fight fucking whoever over there. Bit of right. Yeah.
Fedor's still kicking.
He could fight whoever, or he can go to PFL and fight Fabricio Verdun for the 20th time or whatever it is.
I love PFL, man. Dude, I forget which Rogan podcast it was, but they were
watching the next season. Like, I'm kind of keen once I saw the bracket for the lightweight.
I love this season idea. Like, I love the ranking system now, but I like it resetting after a year. Like, you work your way through the year, however well you do through the year, and then it resets. I love that.
It's an interesting structure. It'd be nice if it was accessible over here for us to watch, because I would watch it. I'd watch the PFL. They've got Rory McDonald in the 170 tournament. Pettis is in it. Fabricio Verdum's in it. Obviously, probably one of the standout champions that they have each year is, I think it's Lance Palmer, who's the featherweight champion. He's a fucking G, man. Like, Lance Palmer's a great fighter. I'm excited. I know Olivier Aubin-Mercier, fucking the Canadian gangster.
Oh, is he over there now?
He's in he's fighting the same bracket as Pettis.
Most built Canadian of all time.
Yeah, filthy mustache. Shout out to fucking OS, whatever. What is it? OSP? It's not OSP. It's fucking
like OCA or I don't know. What is his name again? Olivia OAM
or something like that.
I don't know. It's semantics. Anyway,
something like that.
So
yeah, I'm excited.
Let's see Reem be Reem again.
Come on, get him on the sauce.
Yeah.
Go back. Even if you went back to like kickboxing and glory, him versus Badahari for the third time, that'd be huge.
No shit.
Who would not watch him fight Rico Verhoeven, their champion over there? Like, I'd watch the fuck out of it.
How good is Glory, by the way?
Yeah,
Glory is fucking
they've got
excellent,
some champions at the moment, son.
And it's you know what? It's interesting over there in like the Netherlands and shit. They sell out arenas for kickboxing. It's like a national sport over there for kickboxing.
Yeah, the Dutch kickboxing is a big deal for them over there.
Goss Henry Hooft.
Yeah, Hooft's a big fuck too. Have you ever seen anyone bigger than him when he's training them? Like, you always the striking coach footage, just him, just this enormous monster.
He's an interesting looking dude. His chin just merges into his neck.
Yeah. You've got Verhoeven's the champion at heavyweight, who's just a big, handsome, fucking giant rig. The legs on him are impossible.
Top 10 chin of all time as well.
I think I was going to say,
Look at that jawline, dude.
Yeah, I know,
Cut through
preposterous.
diamonds.
Preposterous. Shout out to our friend Peter. She loves a little bit of Rico.
As you would. Look at dude, the jawline. That's
6'5", filthy.
undefeated.
It's not undefeated.
No,
It's
the
like
jawline's
41 and
undefeated,
10.
dude. Look at the
Oh,
jawline, dude.
well, some people have put that jaw on test. You got who else is over there? Who's the middleweight champion? The Pereira, Alex Pereira, the guy who knocked out Izzy.
Yeah.
He wants to go up and challenge Rico from middleweight because he's the middleweight and light heavyweight championship. He wants to go for the third belt and fight Rico. Can you imagine? He is a monster, dude. He's a monster.
Yeah, look at
Rogan says it best. When you look at the highlights of like when Rogan talks about him, he sums it up better than anyone, man. Alex Pereira has like, when you watch him fight, he's not, when you like, you see him land these strikes, like he'll land like knees and elbows and like these KOs with this massive left hook. You watch it and you're like, that looked like he didn't throw it that hard. Like you want to know what his arms are like, what they feel like what he's built out of. Because it looks like when he lands that big hook, it never looks like he's digging it like a Mike Tyson or it's this huge explosion. You're like, oh yeah, of course that's going to knock someone out. He just kind of and
it does.
rips it out, and it just people just die when it
Go
lands.
style bender about
Yeah,
it.
but he knocks everyone out with it, like knees, kicks, fucking everything, man. He's huge.
58, 10 and 0.
Look at Cedric Doumbé.
Yeah,
look
Cedric
at his
Doumbé,
record.
75-6, son.
Yeah, man.
He got a crazy KO like last
Dude,
weekend as well.
his fights with Nicky Holskin, dude, are so legit.
Yep.
They are so good to watch.
I can't remember. Is Regan Ursel still fighting in what promotion's he in?
I've never.
I always get him, Cedric Doumbé and Regan Ursel mixed up. He might be in a different organization. I don't know, but I've seen him fight and Ursel. I think it's Ursel, like ER.
Just type that. Come on, yeah. Nope.
No, just do kickboxing. See if it comes up.
Go Regan.
I don't know. Anyway, I would like to see Reem go back, source the fuck up, do what Vitor did, man. You see Vitor, the second he stepped out of the UFC and went over the whatever it was, one championship, all of a sudden his
The tits come out.
titties come
Yeah,
back,
dude.
the nips are starting to get pointy, his skin's starting to glow. You
Yeah.
can see it in his teeth. His teeth are starting getting veins in them.
Looks
You
like
know what I mean?
some testosterone replacement.
Yeah. Maybe
Maybe
a little bit of fucking Asahi from Mexico.
a little bit of extra sauce.
I want to see Reem get back on the damn, what was it, the kangaroo meat or whatever the fuck it was?
Horse meat,
son.
dude.
Horse meat
Horse
over him.
meat, son.
I want to see those traps finishing at his damn ears. I want to see that six-pack glistening in the damn sun.
I want to see those fucking
I want to see those fucking pregnant arms that he has where his fucking arms have just got like little babies growing in them.
No
and
shit, dude.
Videos he was making where he's like,
Whew.
I eat one time in the morning, then 2 times after, and he gets like 10 times. Like by the time it's at the end of the video, he's like talking about like he eats
God
like 15
damn.
times a day. It's
That
like
was
horse meat.
those were the days. Like, yeah, of course his chin's never going to be good, but
It was the Wild West out.
yeah, who gives
back
a shit?
then?
Who gives a shit? And Volkov, as I said, the winner of fucking Rosenstruck and Cyril Gahn is probably that's who they're probably fighting next.
Crazy fight,
Stay. All of those fucks can stay right away from Curtis Blades, please.
But the whole heavyweight division, the
No
thing
one
is,
can wrestle.
There's no fresh. There's not really many fresh, well kind of given names coming up into it. You look at all
Cyril
the other
Gahn, that's it.
divisions.
Yeah.
Cyril
That's
Gahn's the
right.
only guy.
Look into all the other divisions.
Yeah, there's
You know,
talent
they're
coming out the
clamoring
arse.
gates. You know, you got a lot of gatekeepers there as well. But
Heavyweight is stale. We know heavyweight's stale.
This is
we
the
know
thing,
this.
though. Like, if Francis gets that title, nobody is going to touch that title again for
Stipe will
probably
retire.
many years.
We're fine. Yeah, no,
Do
probably
you think
not.
Stipe wants the trilogy if he gets knocked the fuck out by Francis, or you think he's like, fuck it, I'm out?
I think he might. I think he probably would. He did it
Damn,
with.
can you imagine the heavyweight title is a trilogy of Stipe and DC, and then another trilogy of Francis?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake,
Jesus
son.
Christ.
They do, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I get they got some competitors coming up, but fuck. It's rough.
And then Francis has already beaten the number one contender twice in Curtis Blades. He absolutely beats everyone else in the division. I can't see a single fighter. Maybe Cyril Gahn could give him some trouble since they were training partners, and he'd probably know.
We'll
more
see.
technical, but I mean, Francis has the death touch. There's never been a fighter more devastating with one punch, other than maybe Deontay Wilder. Like, those are the two guys I can think in the moment, like in the world right now, who have just impossible impossible power.
We got some stuff on our roster. We're going to have to talk soon about your predictions for that fight coming up as well. So the title, obviously. So.
Usman Burns.
No, sorry about that.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I think. What about this? What about this weekend? What happened outside of the main event? I don't want to say it personally. I don't want the words to come out of my fucking mouth.
What this Usman Burns
co-main of the last weekend.
Like a knee out of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough to talk.
Edgar and Sandman. Yeah, look, that there's TK. All right, so let me just break it down. There's TKOs, there's KOs, and then there's KOs where you go stiff like that. He was so when he went down and he hit the ground, everything kind of just It was.
It's one of those ones where you got knocked out so bad that you lay on your side and your leg is still sticking out.
Everything's stiff
out in the air because like you can't. Literally, your body is stuck in like.
I'm trying to think of the word. His limbs were literally still there, like waving. They were so. Oh, dude, it was. It's a rough KO. Look, I'm gonna say it right now. Edgar's not going to the title. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he's never fighting for the title.
Sandman could go to the title. So should go to the title. So I'm happy that he won in spectacular fashion.
Bantamweight, we kind of knew that this was happening. Like I listened to a bunch of videos and other breakdowns kind of saying that this could be more competitive. Like Frankie's fought these longer, he's always fought bigger guys. He's fought these longer, lanky, kind of tall strikers with not a lot of ground game. Could he get in? Could he pressure? Could he put Sandhagen on the back foot where he's not really good? He's not exactly excellent at, exiting and countering. Like he's much more of a potent striker coming forward. And I listened to all these and in my mind, I was like, Sandhagen is just so devastating. He's kind of like, someone put it the way I heard it the best, and like I'd been watching him before this anyway, but someone said on Instagram that Sandhagen is kind of what they expected Sugar Sean O'Malley to be, but he never eventuated to it. That's what you're getting to see with Sandman right now. He's just this tall, rangy, super violent, super accurate, tough as shit, just this fucking tornado of strikes. You just never know what's going to hit you, but if he fucking touches you with anything, you're in trouble. And as Frankie found out, in 20 seconds, Sandhagen measured his range. He felt Frankie come in, got a few kicks. He absorbed maybe 5 or 6 strikes, and he's like, oh, Frankie's not that fast. I'm going to probably land something on him pretty clean. Got him. Oops. Now, listen to me, Corey Sandhagen. You didn't have to jump into that goddamn knee, man. A fucking standing knee would have been fine. It would have still knocked him out. You had to use those fucking springs, those basketball fucking...
those fast twitch muscle
pogo sticks,
straight into
fucking
the
springs. Sends him... Dude, he jumped nearly out of the fucking ring.
He looked like he was trying to catch Mjolnir above the cage.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to land a fucking slam dunk from the 3-point line. Like he flew into poor fucking Frankie Edgar's chin. It's not the same reaction that when Jorge Masvidal was knocked out Ben Askren. Like everyone for some reason cheered. No one was like, oh fuck, I hope he's all right. When you see Frankie go down, that shows you the level of respect and love for that fighter. Frankie. Because like, dude, God damn it. Like the first reaction was, I fucking hope he's all right.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh shit, suck a fat dick. You know what I mean? Like
there's way more going into the Askren Masvidal fight though. Come on.
Absolutely.
And everybody hated Ben for like he was clearly the antagonist in that. Frankie's not an antagonist.
And that's what I mean though. Like you get that there's just some fighters that will never be bad in the audience's eyes. And Frankie's one of those guys, man. You just like, you respect him, you love him, and no one really wants to fight him. Not because they don't want the competition. It's because they don't want to beat him. They just love him, Yeah. And Sandhagen earned my respect 10 times over by saying like, I'm not going to celebrate this win. Like that's fucking Frankie Edgar laying there on the ground, man. Like I'm not happy about this. I'm glad it wasn't me. And like, this is what I had to do. Like I'm the next generation. Frankie is the old generation, but I have nothing but respect. And I didn't want to go down and obviously keep punching him. Like I'm
also stop. No more contenders for Frankie Edgar, please. No more of that. Don't want to see that.
Give him some fun fights.
Give him fun fights.
I have a fight in mind. Dominic Cruz. Win or lose against Casey Kenny, should be Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
2 former champions at 2 weight classes apart. They were once upon a time. Look, they're not devastating finishes anymore, if that makes sense. And they're both a little bit long in the tooth. So to watch those two paired up, it'd be a great contest of skill, of game planning. I think there'd be a lot of wrestling exchanges. There'd be a lot of fun exchanges on the feet. And I don't think either of them have the power to really hurt or stun the other, which means we get 5. Hopefully, if it could be like maybe like a co-main or like a main event on a fight night or a co-main on a pay-per-view, that'd be fun, man. Give us something like that where, like the two guys will be competitive with one another. It's 2 big names. They both have a lot of respect for each other, and we'll get a good fight that doesn't have to be, as you said, the next fucking hungry up-and-coming killer like
dude.
Casey Kenny or fucking Corey Sandhagen with not a lot of name value, just absolutely decapitating their opponent.
Savages, yeah. I would have said isn't Cruz maybe a bit more worthy of a higher kind of opponent or something like that, but he's already taken one that's on an undercard or whatever he's on the.
He fought Henry Cejudo having all of the time off.
4 years off or something preposterous.
And we've said it before, his body's made out of biscuits and chewing gum.
Chewing gum and sticky tape and band-aids and just...
At the same time, it's been a long time since he hasn't been the main event.
Yeah, he shouldn't have come.
But now he's fighting in an undercard, right? So, okay.
I don't think he should fight in the prelim. I just don't think he should fight in
headline
the
of the prelims maybe, but like... I think that's, win or lose for Dominic Cruz. I don't know if he's going to do too well against Casey Kenny. He could style on him. He could also just get killed because his body is just, as you said, it's just held together with fucking clag glue and fucking pieces of damn sticky tape. So we'll see. But win or lose for that fight, I think Frankie versus Dominic Cruz is the fight to make. Sandhagen, listen to me, UFC, right now. Don't you dare tell me that man is not worthy of a title shot. Whoever wins against Aljo versus Peter Yan. The fact that the word TJ Dillashaw or Jose Aldo or fucking, Cody Garbrandt is even mentioned in the same breath as this kid.
No. They shouldn't fight Sandhagen, but Aldo and fucking what's his name?
Dillashaw.
Yeah, Dillashaw.
I like that.
That is
I like that.
Sweet.
This I'm just saying right
sweetness.
now. What they're saying though is people are predicting that basically TJ is going to come back on his return and walk straight into a title shot over.
He said that himself. He was the one.
But
who
he
said
probably means he's got the inside word there, and the UFC the UFC have been known to do that. They always treat their former champions really well with the big. I fucking need to. Now
TJ can first of all smoke a fat bowl of ass.
Can fucking
He's
lick
got to fight
butthole
once.
because
or twice.
You can't walk into a title shot when you were basically suspended from the sport for cheating, and then you're going to walk into the sport off of 2 years layoff and walk right into a title shot. I know Peter Yan wants it. He wants the biggest names possible. He doesn't want nothing to do with Corey Sandhagen. Nor did he want to fight Aljo Sterling. He has no choice but to fight these young, hungry contenders who, but same with Cejudo. Cejudo was playing the same thing. He's like, I want to fight TJ and Dominic Cruz and Cody Garbrandt and fucking Uriah Faber. I want nothing to do with Aljo Sterling. I want nothing to do with Corey Sandhagen. I don't want anything to do with Pedro Munoz. I don't want none of that. And that's basically every champion in that division is going to play that route. They just want the biggest names. So at the end of their day, like their resume looks like they've got that name on it. You know what I mean? Peter Yan's last 2 fights were former champion Jose Aldo and former champion Uriah Faber. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Resume is usually the go-to. You want to make you like
you
can
want
go
the names,
for the hard fight.
name
You can
value.
go for the resume fight. Yeah.
But I also like that rolling up your sleeves and going, okay, well I got a job here. I'm at the top of the division. Whoever is worthy enough to be fighting me, I'm gonna fucking put him in the.
You know who
Max
says
Holloway.
that though?
Max Holloway.
People who
is
are
that guy.
already at the top and already have like the belt or whatever. Nobody's saying like I want the resume fight when they're not or they haven't already got what they need to get. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is Corey Sandhagen should not have to fight another fight for a title shot. He's the guy who is next in line. TJ, as you said, can suck a fat fucking whiff of booty hole.
Big old veiny booty hole.
Yeah, snake in the fucking grass. I say TJ comes back, and as I said, fight someone like Jose Aldo or Rob Font, Pedro Munoz versus Jimmy Rivera winner. Someone like that.
No, give him Aldo. Let's see.
Aldo, I'd watch it. But I'd watch Aldo versus Cody Garbrandt too. I'd watch that, and then till fucking Scummershaw can fight Rob Font. You know what I mean? Someone like that.
I don't know. Even though he's a dickhead, I still want to see him fight a name.
No.
You know?
No, fuck you, man.
Munoz-
Fuck you.
But-
fuck that, all right? You're a scumbag
doesn't have
piece
to
of
be a
shit.
high level-
He's a scumbag piece of shit. He deserves
but,
nothing. He deserves
he's-
nothing.
Dude, you gotta give it to him. He's a good
It's a
fighter.
cheat.
He is a good fighter, though. He's
a
a very
cheat.
good fighter.
So is John Jones, though, right?
Yeah.
No, they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
But you know,
No? What
no,
was
I don't
the
think so.
difference- I don't actually know. What was the difference in cheating? Was it also supplements or what?
I mean, the difference is like
There's
John
not
Jones
much of
just
a
won't
difference,
admit
is
to
there?
it. TJ Dillashaw admitted to cheating. He knew he was doing it.
Which you'd actually argue it's better that he. I don't
No,
know. He did
I don't
vacate
think
the
so.
title too.
No, he said what I don't like is that he admitted it, but he's like, I would do it again. That's what he said. He's like, I would do it again. He's like, I needed the EPO to give me the better stamina so that I could cut the weight to 125.
because he was struggling with energy at.
But he
135.
already
I
said
know,
to
I know,
everybody
I know.
that
I'm
he
not-
could
I'm
make
not condoning it.
125.
I'm not
You're the one
condoning
who
it.
talked yourself into
Was that
getting
just
to
for his fight
125.
Against, was it Cejudo?
Cejudo.
Yeah. Otherwise, he was 135, yeah?
Yeah.
So he was fine at 135. He only used... whatever,
Well, I mean,
145 or...
how do we know? Why is it, you know, how do we know that he hasn't in the past? Why did Cody Garbrandt call him out for it in that press conference one time, saying that he was in the locker room showing everyone how to do it?
Yeah.
And then he pops for it a year later?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was doing the juice all the way from way back in the day when he won the title in the first place against what's his face, whose name I was,
Wait, won the title from fucking.
Before Cruz came back to beat
you know, when he beat what's his face twice, the Brazilian cat who was
Renan Brow.
Henan Barral. That's right, 22 win streak.
Brow though, dude.
Look at how TJ looks in the Barral fight. I've never seen a more shredded fighter ever. And now the sniff test comes, you know, here at Cop A Whiff, we start to,
The dogs
you're like,
were sniffing, dude.
okay, I see what it is. Like,
That's
yo, you,
the, executive,
when
vendor
you,
over there
when
was
you,
trying to-
when you pop,
He's blind, but he smells a cheat a mile
yeah,
away.
when you fucking pop for a substance, you can't ever really go back and say, oh, well, it was only for this fight. Like, no, I don't know if I trust any of your fights now, you fucking slithery slime
Snake in the
cunt.
grass.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you find out someone's cheated once, anything else they've ever done
Yep.
is not as credible. We know this.
Exactly, and that's why I say I feel like Rob Font deserves that fight. I'll say that right now. I think Rob Font, after beating Marlon Moraes by knockout,
You want to see him come back, and you want to see
I want him to
someone
take the
put it
hardest
on
fight
him.
with the lowest consequence. That's what I'm saying. As in, like, I want to see the person who fights him have the
High
biggest
risk,
upside.
low reward
Yeah,
for-
that's what I
for
think
him,
because
yeah.
that's what he deserves. He
Yeah,
does
no
not
shit.
deserve to walk into a title shot. He doesn't deserve to fight Sandhagen. He doesn't deserve to. He should fight someone who's up and coming. So
No doubt. No doubt.
Anyway, man, did you catch that bare knuckle fight on the weekend?
Yeah, I did indeed. So I didn't watch the full event. I managed to catch the second half of the co-main. Co-main was actually... I'll start with the co-main. The co-main was actually a banger. It was a pretty close fight. Felt like a bit of a... Almost like a David and Goliath fight. Like, you got the small Asian guy, and then you got the tall ex-UFC fighter. What's his name? Was it Joey Bedford or Jordan Bedford? I forgot his name.
Joey Beltran.
No.
Heavyweight?
No. Not heavy. It's not a heavyweight fight. It was pretty sure it was like a lightweight fight, actually, if you could find that for me. But yeah, these guys were going at it, and it was pretty even. Thing about bare knuckle fights is it's usually more patient. There's not as much. It's not as wild through the whole thing, but they were swinging. Pretty good fight. All right, here's the thing. So
I reckon
when
they've actually, I didn't watch the event, but I really feel like they've got it right with bare knuckle. Like, they've got the ring
They do,
right.
yeah.
Everything about the product itself actually kind of works. I think. Like, it's a shame that they're in the same place the UFC was 15 years ago, but I think overall the product is actually pretty well done. I'll give it that.
I don't know about you guys, but I draw the line at the knuckle protection. Like, I just
the hands are wrapped, but it's just the knuckles
like,
exposed. Would
what
you
are
rather
we
just
doing?
bare
Like,
hands?
I don't need to see the destruction of the knuckle. I don't need to see that. But these two fights weren't too bad. The thing that I like more than anything in a fight is I like to see heart. I like to see, and I'm not talking about the main Britain Hart fight.
Oh
I'm
shit!
talking-
Was that the fight there? Dat Nguyen and Luis Palomino.
No, it wasn't.
Dude, Palomino's the champ. I didn't know that. He fucking gave Gagey those two fucking epic wars.
Yeah,
That's
Bedford.
sick.
I thought so. But that co-main event was pretty good. It was just the mic work done afterwards I thought was
Yeah.
pretty shoddy. Like, it was dragging out way too long. The Asian guy wasn't the best on the mic, and then I'm not too
His
balls
English
deep.
was no good, or
No, it wasn't too bad. It was just he wasn't good on the mic, and he was calling, like, his call out was not good. And on top of that, they had this. I don't know my bare knuckle fighters as well, but they had I'm guessing a contender come up and grab the mic. And,
I've heard about this.
and it was pretty cringe. I wasn't a fan. But the main event, look, I'm with everybody. I didn't want to see Van Zandt get busted up. I didn't like. She's too pretty.
I
Like,
want to see her on another fucking calendar. That's what I want to
Exactly.
see. And that's not derogatory at all. I'm just saying, you have avenues, girl. And fighting, I know she has a fighter's heart. We know
She
this.
does, yeah.
She's got a fighter's heart, man. She's taken some fucking hidings in her fighting career. And she's dished them out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, enlighten us. I mean,
This main event was pretty good. As I said, I like seeing heart in fighters, and both of them really wanted it, and they went at it. There wasn't a lot of like, what's the word? There wasn't a lot of knockdowns. They weren't getting rocked or anything. They were just going at it for the whole fight, and no one took a substantial amount of damage, like a irreparable amount of damage.
I heard that she got paid 400 grand.
Yes, she
for
said that herself.
All of, like, a black eye is all that she walked out of there with.
Her knuckles were pretty swollen, but she said that she was getting 40K a fight at UFC, and then bare knuckles paying her 10 times that, so 400,000.
Where do they get the money? That's what I want to know. Jesus.
She's a big draw.
Where is the money coming
I
from?
guarantee that people would have. I mean, I streamed it like a
How much did
degenerate.
you pay?
Nothing.
Oops. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it was. I will say this: your boy had to look for a while. It was not easy to find. Anyway, it was a great fight. They both showed heart, and then it's sad to see her lose, but Britain Hart threw way more strikes, not as efficient as Van Zandt, but
It's the volume. It's the sheer volume. It's the 3s and the 4s that land.
she was throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Van Zandt. And then at the end...
Did you just make a kitchen reference to
No, I
women?
did not do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But
Yeah.
I would happily see either of these ladies in the kitchen for me. Not sexist.
So you almost got away with
I
it,
would
and then
happily-
you went right back into it.
I would happily see them
Yeah.
anywhere, including the kitchen at my house.
They might make you in it. Get them.
Most likely, I'd be
Yeah.
making them food.
Some sandwiches. We'll be
Yeah, I'd
honest.
be making them breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Happily to do it too. Britain Hart, though, not very good on the mic. Her
I think it's
post-fight...
that post-fight is what I saw. I've not even seen
It's
any
a meme.
footage of the fight. All I've seen is the highlights of her post-fight speech.
She was clearly very overwhelmed. Like, this was a big deal.
This is a
and
big
she
stage
knew
for her.
that, yeah, there was a huge platform, and she knew it, and it was very overwhelming. Maybe it might have had something to do with that Kratom sponsorship that she's got on her. She had on her chest, but we don't know.
Commercial or what?
She was sponsored by Kratom. If you do not know what Kratom is,
It's what Joe Rogan flogs off a lot.
yeah. So
It's like brain food.
yeah, it's brain cocaine. That's what it is.
So she was just like
Tire
forcing that
cocaine.
down everyone's throat.
No, she was just wearing. It's
she
just a
was
funny-
basically,
I've never
I am
seen
not
it-
here. Like, I am an illusion. You are just going to feel me. Like, that's one of those,
She was
like,
a-
fucking out, you know.
Yeah, she was very out there with it. She said she was a feeling, and you guys are all going to feel me. And then the whole thing about her,
You feel me?
yeah, the whole thing about her saying, what's it called? Like, I idolize Van Zandt. She's a pretty girl, and she can fight. Like, it was just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not what you want people to be direct and call some people out. And,
Yeah.
You know, you want to kind of praise them for it, and just short and sweet's always good with those kind of posts.
Yeah. In saying that, like, I think that this main event was pretty decent. They, bare knuckle did kind of well, and it was a good fight to watch.
I'm going to say this still, right? I'm not going to do a Stephen A. Smith and say that he doesn't like women fighting, because that was rough.
Ooh, yeah,
No, dude,
Yeah, that
fuck
was a
off.
terrible
dude.
thing to say.
Stephen
But
A, don't
ever
stay in your
talk
lane,
about
dude.
fights.
basketball,
Like,
Yeah.
I love my basketball. I love the NBA. I like the NBL.
what he knows, dude.
But he's not even the best in like
He's not even the best basketball journalist.
it's like TNT's where it's at. When you got Shaq, Kenny, EJ, and Charles Barkley, you've got them on the panel.
Names.
No, trust me. Like, if
Yeah, I like that.
anyone who's into NBA knows what I'm talking about. They're the shit. They're like the Anik, the Rogan, and the DC. Like, they have the best panel.
Yeah, it's about charisma, mate. Yeah.
Stephen A. He just has
He's the
really hot
controversial
takes. And he's
guy,
the
yeah.
controversial guy. And like, a lot of his shit has panned out to not come to fruition. You know what I mean? And it's on the internet. Like, anybody who's into their basketball knows that he is like said some shit that has just not panned out. Like when Kristaps Porzingis, who's a center for the Knicks, got drafted, and everyone was like, "Oh fuck, we've drafted this Lithuanian." You know, like
Dude. Does that not remind you of the scene from Semi-Pro?
Yeah.
He's come from a small little fucked up town called Lithuania.
Yeah, he's ugly.
He's ugly as shit.
Dude.
Give it up for
Quick history lesson though. So New York Knicks have a really bad track record for like getting like bad draft picks, or you know, just not getting the best players, right? They drafted
C seeds.
They drafted Kristaps Porzingis, and everyone, including Stephen A. fucking dick turd, fucking was ragging on him for it, and he turned out to be a really good player. He plays at Dallas now. He got
white?
injured. Yeah, he's white as shit.
Yeah.
He's the whitest. White like Christmas.
White Goodman.
Anyway, so Stephen A., stay in your lane. Females definitely should fight for other females, not other men. They should.
So now, also,
Pads though?
yeah, dude, the
don't
pads-
ever talk about fighting when you're fucking hitting the pads, throwing the old.
Come on.
What is it? The fucking
The
Power
headshot,
Rangers
dude.
combination?
It's like hitting the pad at someone's knees. Were you gonna punch someone on the knees, dude?
I don't understand. No, but also,
He's in the wife beater as well. Come on, dude.
That's so weird. Dude.
you could not ask for a worse, like. See, having someone comment, it's infuriating.
It's the worst.
Having that footage out there just completely basically makes all opinions you have about fighting completely just erases them. When you put out footage of you throwing punch it to like a combination of a down, what is it? A punch towards the dick and then an uppercut that's basically
To the stars.
yeah.
Looney Tunes, yeah. Fucking.
No.
It was like if you like disrespect your granddad or grandpa or something like that at like a barbecue, and he's like, "That's it. Put your gloves on, son. Let me show you."
Yeah, and you're about to get.
And then that uncle gets the piss beaten out of him as well at that barbecue.
Yeah, but then it's like your granddad, because he looked old in that. I don't know what it was, but like the way it was throwing.
It's probably his age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His age coming through.
Yeah.
Because just the way he was hitting them, though, it's just
It's a safe bet.
Those pads are not moving much at all, dude.
He
And like, they're
takes the
pads.
break in the middle of it.
Yeah,
too.
but
Takes
how
a quick
dare you?
breather.
How dare you comment on females fighting when we had Joanna versus
oh my
Weili
God,
Zhang
dude.
was the fight of the year last year. Bar none, the absolute best fight of the year, the best female fight of all time happened in 2020. And you're going to go out there and say...
Here's the thing. That's what I love about MMA and fighting and like the UFC and everything is like you look forward to some of the female fights as much as you do the men,
Yeah.
sometimes more.
And,
Like-
and it's a hard thing in a lot of
Yeah.
sports without going too much into it.
Divisionally speaking as well, like
Yeah.
115 for the women's is one of the best weight classes in the roster, period.
Yeah.
Top 3 in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
It is so stacked in that weight class. And Weili has obviously separated herself up the top there, but there are so many hungry killers coming up.
Dude, when you've got like Rose and you've got
Rose
Chev
and-
and you've got Andrade and you've got
Hey, so
dude.
tell me, with the bare knuckle, what do they do for like rounds and stuff? Pretty much the same.
2-minute rounds. I think is it 5 2-minute rounds? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. Okay.
So you can clinch and you can dirty box, but there's no obviously knees, elbows, or whatever.
Which was
But-
Van Zant's game. She had a lot
you
of
could
dirty boxing.
I've
and it was-
heard,
it was,
like she has an MMA style, so she is very predicated around 1s and 2s, and doesn't follow up with the 3 and the 4. You know what I mean? She won't throw that like jab cross. She won't follow up with that hook, or she won't. That's what supposedly from what I heard is that she had the tighter, cleaner technique and punches, and you could see that she's a much more well-schooled fighter. But this other girl, Hart, was just she's a bare knuckle fighter. She throws punches in bunches, and she will just keep throwing.
Hart is a fucking bad bitch. Like she just kept. She was tenacious, dude.
Yeah.
She just kept. She just kept throwing.
She doesn't
And
like
was
that
it.
you're pretty. You don't come into this sport pretty.
And she's not
son.
bad looking herself. Let's just get that out the way. It's Van Zant we're talking about.
Yeah,
here.
PVC is one of the. Yeah, it's not my flavor, but like, she's up there.
She is very.
And I don't, as I said, like, I'm not Stephen A. Smith in it, but like, I would rather see her be a sports model. You know what I mean? Sell some fucking women's Rexona.
Yeah.
Anything else? You know what I mean? Like something.
They're in a nice ad where she's
Yeah.
treated well.
Yeah. You
not
could be.
bare-knuckling it.
Yes.
That's
don't.
the thing. She
I don't want
loves
to
it.
see.
I could
know.
see her selling some Nike sportswear as well. but,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
This is where she. I'm gonna
She's
say this is where she
beautiful, though.
belongs.
She's
This is what she wants to
beautiful.
do,
She's so gorgeous,
and she's
man.
not bad at it.
But she's not that great at it.
She's not the best at it, but she's not bad at it.
That has to be said.
Girl Rachel over
Hey,
Yeah.
she's making $400,000 a fight.
She would make so much more money modeling. Just saying. Ask Luke Rockhold what it's like to model for fucking Ralph Lauren. Do you think he wants to come back to a UFC fight unless he's getting paid through the ass?
He's getting knocked out more than PVZ is.
You're not wrong. But
His chin was like, hey, you should model.
Yeah.
Her chin is saying you can still fight.
Yeah, but Luke Rockhold was a world champion. There's a difference between a world championship fighter who's finally hit the end of his rope, being that he's just taken too much damage against, I would say that it wasn't even in the fight, in his fights and throughout his career. I think Luke Rockhold's chin has been left on the fucking AKA training mats. I really think that training with DC and Kane and Khabib and John Fitch and go down the list of killers that have come out of that gym. I think that's where his chin, that's the last of his legendary. No, not even a legendary. He had a strong chin in Strikeforce. We'll give him that. His style was very much wade through damage to clinch.
Also, he had become the champion. He's
champion in two organizations.
I know, so it's fine. Like he can walk away now. We're good. He's probably made some money too.
Ridiculously good looking.
Now he can skate and
and he can wrestle a fucking bull. Anyone seen that footage of him wrestling a bull down to the ground?
I haven't seen that.
Insane, dude.
He should just be fucking...
He's a beast.
I mean, no homo, but on a yacht, taking some pictures and making his money.
Real life Bruce Wayne.
Come on, man.
Right? Yeah, he should be clapping down beautiful women on a yacht somewhere, modeling for Ralph Lauren and not getting punched in the face. I'm not trying to talk Luke Rockhold to come back into fight. I'd rather him doing what he is doing now. Give what God, do with what God gave you. You got given a beautiful 6'3" model's frame, blue eyes, crazy jawline. Like you were built a particular way. You did fighting whilst you were young, and now you're not young.
But you got a name out there.
Yeah, you're not young anymore. Now play your cards right and keep modeling. And fucking PVZ should do the same damn thing.
Yeah, his next call out should be some honeys. Call out some porn stars or something.
Yeah, call out some Rachel Ostovich and be like,
yes,
what up, girl?
Yeah, dude. All right, well, that was a fucking good episode.
Yep. A lot of good fights for the weekend, but we can't get to them. I think we're going to, we'll start recording the fight predictions and post-fight breakdowns.
Yeah, I think maybe
separately.
we do like a, I don't know, maybe we do like a little Zoom call or something. We do pre-fight and post-fights.
I think that will allow us to knock those out, so there's not as much editing. We can just get the audio files straight out there for all you guys. From what I've heard for people talking to me about this whole setup and the podcast and watching, a lot of people are just sort of listening to us. Like they'll pull it up on YouTube and then they'll just put their phone down and listen to us on the drive to work or whatever it is. Or, like they're not getting onto Spotify. So if you want to do that, just listen to us on Spotify because we upload everything on there too and it comes out a lot quicker. But I think specifically for fight breakdowns and analysis and or predictions, post-fight thoughts and stuff like that, immediate reactions, we might do over Zoom calls. That way we can all tune in from home. We don't have to fucking all Avengers assemble at the FAP cave here. And then that way we can have this podcast, every Tuesday when we get in here and just talk a lot more topical, a lot more fun. Saves a lot of time having to go over all the fights and we can talk more, just more about what's actually happening in the fight world outside of the actual fights themselves. Like the drama, the news, the interviews that are going on, the fight announcements, stuff like that, I think is going to be, our own personal takes on stuff.
Yeah, no shit. Well, yeah, we'll tighten up the screws, but...
Yeah, lots of big things to come 2021, I think, for Cop A Whiff, the fam here, I reckon.
Nostrils are widening, dude. All right, let's wrap this shit up. I got to get out of this bitch.
Yep.
Cheers, boys. Ladies.